money that they spent. Take another look and take some time for hemp. Don't cut trees for paper, 'cause it hurts the environment. Stop deforestation, yeah, it's time for hemp. An acre of hemp makes 20 barrels of oil. No need for pesticides to poison all our soil. People got no food, they got no clothes, they got no rent. Well, it's time for hemp. Yeah.
Thank you for taking time for hemp. I'm your host, Casper Leitch. You are listening to the live broadcast of Time for Hemp all around the world on AmericanFreedomRadio.com and on AM/FM stations all across America. Tonight, it's music night. If you got a tailgate party happening in your neck of the woods, or if you and your frat buddies are getting together with some people, or if you and the girls are heading out for a little lazy smoke someplace, and you're wanting to take some music with you, well, you've got the right show to listen to. Time for Hemp has some excellent music every Friday night about how wonderful marijuana is. And I do think marijuana absolutely, positively is wonderful. That's why all you people there at the DEA and the FBI and Homeland Security are being paid to listen to this broadcast. That's why I want to let you know, because of the 50,000 different products that this amazing plant can make, and because of the wonderful things that it can do to the human body when used for medicinal purposes, and because there's a lot of smart people in the world who are waking up to the fact that these insane laws pertaining to prohibition are just that, insane, you're losing. You are losing this war on drugs. It would behoove you to just lay down your arms, get the budget put together to take care of, like, maybe finding bin Laden instead of a bunch of pot smokers. I don't know, call me silly, but you get a bunch of pot smokers together, they're going to raid the refrigerator. You get a bunch of Al-Qaeda members together, they're going to raid America. Why don't you get your priorities right? And with that said, I want to say hello to all my friends on Facebook and MySpace who are nice enough to tune in, and those people on MySpace who put us in our top 40. Thank you so much. You make it easy for your friends to find our show. And when they find our show, they find our guest, and it really is our guests that make this program so spectacular. I want to give a big thank you to KDK Distributors up in Canada. For those of you who are up in Canada and go shopping for some of those specialty items like vaporizers or wonderful pipes or a variety of other little cool knickknacks, it's normally KDK who's putting those on the shelf. They have quality products, and they make certain that we here at Time for Hemp are strong and loud. And I want to say thank you, Kelly, at KDK, and all the hardworking people who are employed there for keeping Time for Hemp strong. If you want to help AmericanFreedomRadio.com pull up their tent stakes and pinch their tent in another state, go to AmericanFreedomRadio.com and hit their donate button. They are an amazing group of people, and they work very hard to bring you excellent programming, which is why I encourage you to not only listen to Time for Hemp live, but to tune in to the Truth Brigade. I love Christina, who's on there. I had a birthday recently. I think she's still a sexy 22. I'm not sure. And there's a lot of other good programs on America Freedom Radio that are there to feed your brain. So, well, we are going to be celebrating the art of music here at Time for Hemp. And when we come back, we're going to be joined by Arlin Troutt, who is not only running for governor, but plays a mean guitar. So pack a bowl, and when you get a chance on the commercial break, tell your friends to tune in, because it really is Time for Hemp. You are listening to the Time for Hemp Global Broadcasting Network. Please share us with your friends.
I'm kinda high, let me excuse myself. But it seems like it's just moments since we met. I'm kinda high, let me introduce myself.
Yeah, baby, let me introduce myself. My name is Leitch, and you are listening to the live broadcast of Time for Hemp all around the world on AmericanFreedomRadio.com. Let me ask you before we get to our guests, let me ask you, those who are listening, do you think you're part of the solutions that's going on in the world? I hope so, because if you're just sitting there eating Twinkies watching America's Got Talent and just puffing on your pipe saying, oh, somebody needs to take care of the mess out there, you really are part of the problem. But if you want to find a way to become part of the solution, it's very easy to do. Go to NORML.org and find out how you can get involved in a chapter in your neck of the woods. And if there isn't a chapter in your neck of the woods, find out how you can form one. Because if you make that happen, who knows, maybe you'll start making laws change too. On the program tonight, we have an amazing individual. He's running for governor in Arizona, but he also has a lot of talents besides talking politics. He's also pretty groovy. I'm that old when it comes to getting into the studio and getting on stage and making music. I'm talking about a very good friend and a very hardworking activist and a very bright mind, Arlin Troutt. Arlin, thank you for taking time for Hemp.
Well, thank you, Casper. What a beautiful introduction. What are you up to tonight?
Well, it's sincere. Man, I got to say, I finally got all the stems and seeds picked out of this little bit of crap that was sold to me, and I'm sitting here getting high, talking to my friends, getting ready to jam out to some good tunes from a peace activist when it comes to your music, right?
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I am. I'm into peace and the end of war.
And you were just recently, well, more than just recently, you are frequently found on Neil Young's website. You want to talk about that?
Well, Neil Young put a site out called Living with War Today. And so right now they've got over 3,300 anti-war groups that have put their music on, and you can go to the website. And lately we've been up in the top 10, and I've got one of my songs, Line in the Sand, has been number 1 this week, and the other one, Business is Booming in Washington, D.C., that's number 10. So I got them both in the top 10, and I'm real happy about it. And I'm really grateful for that Neil would put something like that together to let that many different musicians from all over, from every place, get 3,300 war protest songs on. So thanks to him and all the people that went out and listened to our song and pretty much voted for us by listening to it, and putting us up at number 1. I appreciate all of that help too. So love the support, Don't care about making a dime off of it, but I'd really like the support and like to get my words out. So, and
that's true about you.
As a matter of fact, thank you for letting me be on here tonight.
Well, I was getting ready to say, you are pretty low-key about, because you're mostly pretty upbeat about being a hemp activist and running for governor and a variety of other things. And I had no idea that you, Arlin Troutt, the person who I had made friends with and was speaking to, was also the same person who put together this fantastic CD that I listened to several times a week, until I had happened to mention to you mentioned that you were involved with U.S. Hemp, and I went, wait a minute. Didn't they just put out a CD? And you said, no, they didn't. I did. And I went, you mean you made all the noise?
Even the tuba in the back. A lot of times I like to use a tuba to complement the bass line. and it's something that they do in northern Mexican music called tambora. So I've always had there's a lot of Latin influence in my music, and I like to use stuff like tubas and, unorthodox things that you might not have in rock and roll all the time. But if you listen real close, I got some real weird stuff going on back there.
And you're good. I mean, you're great on guitar. You're great on organ. You got awesome vocals. Your lyrics are just clever as all get out. And again, I did not realize that you were one and the same person, because you do. You kind of you're a little low key about some of the fabulous things that you're able to accomplish.
Well, I appreciate that. I was born on a tobacco farm just a little north of Nashville, and of course, including our dogs. Everybody in Nashville plays the guitar, including the dogs. The dogs are good. So you come up in an environment of just guitar on the front porch as the sun goes down every night after hard work. And that was a good way for me to grow up. So I started singing in a Baptist child quartet. I was the bass singer in a child quartet, so that's kind of has some influence on my music too. But yeah, I loved doing that album, and my wife did all the studio stuff for me, so we didn't have a bunch of people sticking their input. The whole album is completely out of my brain without having to sober up a drummer or a bass player when you need them. And so I enjoy recording like that. So it gives you an opportunity to really put out a complete thought when you're recording. So, and I've been blessed to play a lot of instruments. So there you have it. I'm proud of that piece of work. I'm glad I got it in the can. I wrote, Line in the Sand and Business is Booming. I wrote that when I was in Terminal Island Federal Prison, I think in 1976. So I've been thinking about the oil wars and everything in the Middle East and that stuff for a long time. Actually, it was George Bush's Jr.'s daddy that inspired me to write a bunch of that stuff.
Well, I tell you, you've got a knack to make people want to tap their toes as well. And Backyard Boogie is a little normally long for radio airplay, but it's such a good song that you and I talked about it, and we decided that instead of sharing a lot about you verbally at this moment and time, we would then go to play some Backyard Boogie. So are you up and ready to boogie out?
Yeah, the reason that song is so long, because I tried to set that up like a real rock and roll song from the 50s, where you have a really nice rolling boogie-woogie piano, and then you bring the horns in and kick a little ass, and then and that's the way. Yeah. That's really why it takes that long, because it really takes a while to set up a good boogie-woogie piece, and that is it's my opinion. I love boogie-woogie anyway, and I try to
and this thing it simmers. Yeah, this thing simmers to a nice hot boil. I do. I love this song.
And as far as I do use the word bitch in that, but I don't mean it. I do not direct it at a gender.
Well, that's all right, and we can handle that word on this show. Well, with that said, everybody who's out there looking for a good song to jam to, this is one of them. So get your bowls packed and get them going around the circle with your friends, because we're going to jam out to.
Yeah, this is a bowl-banging song, backyard song.
And we're going to jam out here at Time for Hemp.
$60 billion on weed last year. They sent the money to Mexico. I needed it here. I could grow my own weed, pay my house off this fall. Except for nosy neighbors and the long arm of the law. Everybody's broke. Cash is being lost. I take a token choke when I think how much it costs. I could be happy as a lark and get rich in a year. If I could grow a little weed for my friends around here. Love to grow it in my backyard if they leave me alone. But that bitch next door saw me, she'd pick up the phone and dial 911 and turn my sorry ass in. The cops would kick my door down and throw me in jail again. Since I was a kid, cause I like how it feels. My head ain't aching from booze, and I ain't groggy from pills. I like to grab a sticky bud and roll it up on a tray. I know a lot of people start their day out that way. They can fill up our shelves and seize our houses and cash. They can kick down our doors and kick our ass. They can send our money to old Mexico. They can put us all in prison and never let us go. Like to grow it in my backyard if they leave me alone. When that bitch next door sees me, she'll pick up the phone and dial 911 and turn my sorry ass in. The cops will come and arrest me and throw me in jail again.
Thank you for taking Time for Hemp. I'm your host, Casper Leitch. You are listening to the live broadcast of Time for Hemp all around the world on AM, FM stations across America on American Freedom Radio. Our guest tonight, you just listened to him perform with the help of his wife, making sure the editing was done right, Arlin Troutt, under the name of U.S. Hemp. Quite an amazing musician. Arlin, you know how to put together a good jam, dude.
Thanks, buddy, and thanks for playing that for me. I love to hear it. You know, there's nothing worse than writing a song than in about 2 weeks you just really hate it. So these songs, every one of these songs, with the exception of one on that CD, I really like hearing them, you know, so I'd like to pull it out every now and then and just listen to it. So anyway,
I also want to remind people that I have a Time for Hemp music podcast that they can find at timeforhemp.com, and I also have a Time for Hemp Today podcast, and quite often we do play U.S. Hemp music on those broadcasts. We love your work, Arlin, and if people enjoy listening to you, they can go to Time for Hemp and listen to them on our broadcast, and they can also get a copy of your CD where?
Well, I think you can get it on our one of our U.S. Hemp websites, but you don't have to actually buy it. You can. It's good to have it because I've done it like an old-fashioned album. All the keys and all the different songs are matched up where when you listen to the whole thing, like the Backyard Boogie, I put that there because I want you to really listen to the damn song again the way they used to do old albums. So I'd like for everybody to be able to listen to the CD in its entirety. But also, if you just like to go download it, and with some other of my songs, you just go to one of the ushemp.com or org and download it and enjoy it, you know. One thing about those CDs, though, is I put one of my US Hemp brass buttons in the center of the jewel case, and then I put a tack underneath the button where you can, like, if you put an old pair of blue jeans back in circulation with a US Hemp brass button. So I don't know. I guess I'm weird.
No, and they're beautiful buttons too, with a beautiful hemp leaf. Really, they're just the button alone is worth the CD.
Yeah,
but the music rocks.
Well, thank you, and I appreciate it. And I do like it. I used some of my real old vintage instruments to do that CD, a 52 Telecaster, and then these things are kind of like friends of mine because I've had them since I was a kid, and I've got my 62 Epiphone that I've had forever, and I like to use vintage amps and vintage instruments because they got a weird sound to them that you really can't reproduce. So if you listen to that CD and you're a guitar aficionado, you'll probably you'd be interested in some of the things on there. One of the songs, actually, I use 1972 Manuel Contreras on the, which one? The one that has the classical guitar in it. I think it's. I'll tell you what. I think it's.
We're going to break in about 30 seconds, so figure it out quick.
Oh, it doesn't matter. I'm just rambling. Glad to be with you tonight.
All right. We sure love having you here, and we do want people to get copies of your music, and we're going to be talking more with you when we come back. I can tell you when I listen to your music, I feel like burning incense. It's just kind of gives you that feeling that you're getting ready to have a party.
Yeah.
And so that's one thing I love about it. Now, we got to go pay our bills here at Time for Hemp, and we're going to listen to another wonderful song by another artist about how great marijuana is. And then when we come back, we're going to talk more with Arlin Troutt and listen to some more music from U.S. Hemp here at Time for Hemp. Listening to the Time for Hemp Global Broadcasting Network. Please share us with your friends.
If you are in the Portland, Oregon area and are an OMMP cardholder, then come down to Nikki's Diggity Dank Market, Portland, Oregon's first and only weekly OMMP market, presented by the Alternative Wellness Center, located at 5241 Southeast 72nd Avenue, 2 blocks south of Foster Boulevard, close to public transportation, held every Sunday 10 a.m. till 7 p.m., connecting quality vendors with patients. Nikki's Diggity Dank Market also has a weekly raffle with products from every vendor, so come down to Nikki's Diggity Dank Market and have fun while connecting with quality vendors and getting great natural medicine. If you are a vendor and want a chance to connect with OMMP patients, you can check out their Facebook page at facebook.com/Alternative Wellness Center or call 971-888-4392. Be sure to register early because space is limited. Nikki's Diggity Dank Market.
In need of a ganja vacation? Blaze away.
Don't criticize it.
Hotbox Jamaica. Chill. Relax and burn all day while watching the amazing ocean view. Listen to the birds. Bathe in the mineral waters of the Ganja River. Munch on tasty Jamaican Rasta food. Take a weed farm tour and hold a meditation. Book this amazing vacation for $420. Get the Sativa Special. 7 nights in Sativa dorms with ganja meals and airport transfer. Check us out at hotboxjamaica.com. That's hotboxjamaica.com. Hotbox Jamaica, a higher meditation vacation.
Indigrow is your source for affordable induction grow lighting. First discovered in 1891 by Nikola Tesla, Indigrow lights deliver 11 years of electronic sunlight to your plants. Indigrow lamps require less than half the power of traditional HID lamps. Converting to Indigrow lights means you'll cut down on your power bill with less lighting. Indigrow lamps also use 5 times less mercury than traditional fluorescent or HID lamps, making Indigrow not only energy efficient but environmentally friendly as well. No more switching out lamps between vegetative and flowering stages. As nature intended, your lights get a steady dose of UV light. That makes your plants grow healthier and stronger. Indigrow products are manufactured in San Diego, California, and come with a written 10-year warranty. What Tesla knew, then growers know now, is that Indigrow lighting is the cost-effective addition to your victory garden. To learn more or order now, go to inda-grow.com. That's INDA-GRO.com, or call 877-452-2244 to answer any of your questions. These guys really know lights. Indigrow really is your sunlight in a box.
Free? Did you say free? Free hemp? Free hemp? Free hemp video and audio? Free downloads of all the top artists, all the pot artists on planet Earth. Interviews with all the people making the movement, making the hemp movement. It's time for hemp. That's right, world. It's time for hemp. That's right, world. It's time for hemp.
When Mark Emery can be free to run his business and sell his seeds, it's just a plant, it's just a weed. Another victim of corporate greed. It's simply business. It's simply business. It's simply business, you know why they won't let us grow. It's simply business. We burn the oil and cut the trees, while the captains of industry, they run a big monopoly on everything but the birds and bees. It's simply business. It's simply business. It's simply business, you know why they won't let us grow. It's simply business. Food and fuel. You heat it up, it makes you cool. Illegal brownies, oh my my. It makes you laugh, but it makes me cry. It's simply business. It's simply business. It's simply business, you know why they won't let us grow. It's simply business. It's a medicine for many ills. It's cheap and safer than all those pills. It's in the Bible, 1 Genesis 29. It's also simple, it repels the mind. It's simply business. It's simply business. It's simply business, you know why they won't let us grow. It's simply business. makes a job, but it makes no sense to give the peace when you can sell defense. It's simply business. It's simply business. It's simply business. You know why they won't let us grow. It's simply business. It's simply business. It's simply business. It's simply business. You know why they won't let us grow. It's simply business. It's simply business. You know why they won't let us grow. It's simply business.
Thank you for taking time for Hemp. I'm your host, Casper Leitch. You've been listening to the Tall Brothers, and they have been singing about a very good friend of mine who, as you know from reading the USA Today here these past few days, that Mark Emery has now been handed a 5-year jail sentence here in the American prison system. There are people who are trying to get him back into Canada, but apparently the Canadian government has no interest in bringing him back across the border into his homeland. You can go to cannabisculture.com and send love to his wife, Jody, and let them know that you are thinking of Mark. And if you want to send him letters, the address is on the front of my website, timeforhemp.com. And at cannabisculture.com, you can find out what you can and cannot send to Mark. We are so sorry about our loved one and our POW. Tonight on the program, though, we are celebrating the hardworking musicians of the marijuana movement. As you can tell from listening to the programming that we have here, these artists could actually be winning awards on the top 40 charts, but instead they are trying to win minds. And when it comes to ending this war on drugs, an amazing example to follow is my new friend, someone I've considered to be blessed with. We've known each other for years. We just didn't realize it. Right, Arlin?
Yeah, that's true. I think we bumped into each other was it the San Antonio Drug Summit? You remember where?
Well, it was the march down there where we I think it was one of the expos, and then again there was the Independence had their presidential candidate there that same weekend. I think we also went to that as well.
You know,
and Mimi King was the lady in charge of that guy's campaign.
Oh, I remember.
So I think Mimi King introduced you and I.
Who, Mimi?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was okay. That was from Christie and Chaw, Coalition for Hemp Awareness.
Right.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, those are ancient friends. Well, hey, let me interject something on Mark Emery. I was lucky enough to hear his wife speak up at the Seattle Hemp Fest. U.S. Hemp was up there, and I mean, there was a lot of love going around it. But Mark really is a true hero. He's tried to protect seed stocks for one thing, and there's been a war to destroy all the thousands of really intricate cannabis seeds that had the most amazing exclusive attributes from every little village and every little altitude all over this planet. And there's been a war to destroy those seeds, and Mark Emery's done his best, and a lot of people around him, just to protect the seed stocks and these seed strains that have gone on forever. He's a true hero. And I mean, if anybody's thinking about it, they seem to be looking for heroes on CNN lately. And, go ahead and nominate Mark Emery. I can't think of anybody on this planet that would deserve it more than him. So he deserves his props.
And his wife Jody for standing alongside him as she has.
Great, and she was up there in Seattle and on stage, and rocking the crowd up there. And Kathy, the whole time I was going through, all of my turmoil over starting U.S. Hemp, it was similar. The girls pick up the torch and they keep on marching forward. As a matter of fact, I think they're even scarier than the boys, because I'm sure she's fighting the fight. But
you can listen to You can listen to a couple of the last interviews Mark Emery had a chance to do while he was still free on Time for Hemp. He was a regular on our broadcast when he was free, and Jody's on a couple of times each month. And she and Mark still advertise on this broadcast because they want to make sure that our voice stays loud and strong. And because of that, I am amazed, and I always make it a point to put them in my prayers.
Yeah, well, me too. They're great people. One of the things that I remember, and Mark has pretty much been in the same situation. You know, I had when the feds were looking at me, looking for me hard and heavy, and I really didn't have any desire to meet up with them. They were really making a lot of my friends miserable and stuff, and I had to tell some of them, if the feds weren't making my friends miserable looking for me, I wouldn't be doing my job. So on one side of this, Mark Emery is doing his job. This stuff
he drew a line in the sand, and you've drawn a line in the sand, and you've even written a song about a line in the sand, and you said that it's on what website? About what kind of...
ushemp.com, ushemp.org, or go... I'll tell you what, I've got a bunch of really old band pictures and stuff. If you go to MySpace, US Hemp CD, and you'll get a completely different kind of atmosphere there. But now,
right. And
I would really like to. I have a pretty simple message with my song "Line in the Sand," and also as US Hemp. Anytime that you support us or talk about us, you're talking about basically one thing: Proposition 1, the unconditional end of the prohibition of marijuana and the immediate release of all marijuana prisoners. And nothing less than that. Well, I don't want to hear about any more propositions or any more bullshit.
Well,
I just want to talk about that.
You got to watch your mouth there, but if we're going to hear the song, we got to play it now.
Oh, go ahead. Knock yourself out. I'd like to hear it, too.
We can't stop. We can't stop Father Time here at Time for Hemp.
I was reading an old book late last night, took me back a few thousand years to a land of kings with armies, in the sand soaked with blood and tears. From their overcrowded kingdoms marched the armies searching for war. Young men thirsty for blood, old men hungry for more. Has the time run out on our planet? Will our young see another sunrise? Had the king sat down and planned it to be sure that the rich survive? Our cities are infested with more people than they can stand. So they're marching to the desert, draw a line in the sand. When the rich got too greedy and the poor have no holy man, they'll all ride back to the desert, draw a line in the sand. Fought over the water, fought over the soil. They fought over practically nothing. They're fighting over the oil. Has the time run out on our planet? Will the poor see another sunrise? Have the king sat down and planned it to be sure that the rich survive?
Thank you for taking time for Hemp. I'm your host, Casper Leitch. Arlin, Troutt, that was amazing.
Man, that was my Contreras. That's one of the richest guitars I've ever picked up. It was made by Manuel Contreras in 1972. He's been dead for a long time, but it's just the guitar is it's like a Stradivarius with 6 strings on it. I love that guitar.
And the way you play it is amazing. It is just mesmerizing.
My kids can sit and pick that guitar with their fingers, and it mesmerizes them. You don't really even have to know how to play it. It's just such a beautiful, vibrant instrument. So anyway, thank you for playing that. I love that song.
Oh, sure. If you listen to a lot of my shows, you'll find that a lot of the music I play features amazing guitar playing, because that's what I love most, and that's what I liked about your CD, and you are very talented. I tell you, my friend, it is an honor to be able to call you.
I've been listening to some of your shows, and your music selection reminds me of this old public broadcast show that I used to love to listen to called Anything Goes. Because you don't seem to be trapped in one genre or anything. You really give a good cross-section of real good music with real good musicians playing, and I appreciate that, too.
Well, thank you for saying so. Now, we're getting ready to go to commercial break, but we're going to be bringing on Dean Becker, and Dean Becker is a big fan of yours, and I know he'd like to have the opportunity to say hello. Do you mind staying?
No, I'd love to. I've already heard about him, and I'm looking forward to it if it works out that way for you.
All right, well, we're going to pay the bills then, and when we come back, we're going to be joined by Dean Becker here at Time for Hemp.
Y'all pitch in and help Casper pay the bills.
You are listening to the Time for Hemp Global Broadcasting Network. Please share us with your friends.
THCF Medical Clinics are the premier physicians clinic in the United States. THCF has offices all across the United States from Hawaii to Michigan. THCF Medical Clinics has helped approximately 150,000 patients obtain their medical marijuana permits to legally possess, grow, and use medical marijuana. If you have chronic pain, multiple sclerosis, or any other neurological degenerative disease, or if you have any gastrointestinal disorders such as GERD, irritable bowel syndrome, or if you have AIDS, cancer, spastic disorders, seizure disorders, or glaucoma, call us at 1-800-723-0188 or visit us online at hemp.org. Again, the number is 1-800-723-0188 and the site is hemp.org.
In need of a ganja vacation? Blaze away.
Don't criticize it.
Hotbox Jamaica. Chill.
Legalize it, yeah.
Relax and burn all day while watching the amazing ocean view. Listen to the birds. Bathe in the mineral waters of the Ganja River. Munch on tasty Jamaican Rasta food. Take a weed farm tour and hold a meditation. Book this amazing vacation for $420. Get the Sativa Special. 7 nights in Sativa dorms with ganja meals and airport transfer. Check us out at hotboxjamaica.com. That's hotboxjamaica.com. Hotbox Jamaica, a higher meditation vacation.
Indigrow is your source for affordable induction grow lighting. First discovered in 1891 by Nikola Tesla, Indigrow lights deliver 11 years of electronic sunlight to your plants. Indigrow lamps require less than half the power of traditional HID lamps. Converting to Indigrow lights means you'll cut down on your power bill with less lighting. Indigrow lamps also use 5 times less mercury than traditional fluorescent or HID lamps, making Indigrow not only energy efficient but environmentally friendly as well. No more switching out lamps between vegetative and flowering stages. As nature intended, your lights get a steady dose of UV light. That makes your plants grow healthier and stronger. Indigrow products are manufactured in San Diego, California, and come with a written 10-year warranty. What Tesla knew, then growers know now, is that Indigrow lighting is the cost-effective addition to your victory garden. To learn more or order now, go to inda-grow.com. That's INDA-GRO.com. Or call 877-452-2244 to answer any of your questions. These guys really know lights. Indigrow really is your sunlight in a box.
Education and information. See what all the buzz is all about. It's time for hemp. It's time for hemp.
Well, if you had a bowl, a good green reefer, a big fat don't be much sweeter. Mighty don't hide it. Mighty don't hide it. Mighty don't hide it. Mighty don't hide it. Well, mighty don't hide it. Fire it up right now.
Yeah, baby, fire up right now. Be loud, be proud. Let everybody know that you are a marijuana smoker. Come out of the closet. Get a hold of NORML.org. Become part of the solution and stop being part of the problem. Before I move farther, we're going to be bringing on another individual, but I got brought to my attention this week that Time for Hemp has been nominated for the 2010 Jag Hair Award for outstanding hemp activism in radio. And it's quite an honor to receive that nomination, and if you go and Google the 2010 Jag Hair Awards, it'll give you a chance to go and find out more about that, and who knows, you might get a chance to make Time for Hemp a louder voice yet. Joining us on the program, we have Arlin, Troutt, an amazing musician running for governor, a hero of mine, someone I've known a while, and I've learned to really find lots of humor and joy with. We are being joined by Dean Becker, a hardworking activist and an amazing journalist. Dean, thank you for taking Time for Hemp.
Thank you, Casper, so much. And I want to congratulate you. No one's more deserving of that nomination for the Jag Hair Award. You kick butt every day of the week. Hats off to you, buddy.
Yeah, here.
Thank you so much.
And Arlin, I am really enjoying your talent. I mean, Casper's right. The guitar may be a large percentage of it, but the person plucking those strings is making the difference. And beautiful music, and thank you.
Thank you, Dean. Are you a Texas boy?
Well, I was born in San Francisco, but I've lived here a long time.
What part of Texas are you in?
Houston, the Gulag filling station of planet Earth.
Cool.
I used to open one of my shows with that phrase, broadcasting from the Gulag filling station.
Now, Arlin doesn't know, but you've got a handful of radio stations that you broadcast through, don't you, Dean?
I do. We have a bunch of them up into Canada, much like you. We've got, including the exposure I get through you here, it's, I think, 91 stations that hear this in the U.S. and Canada. We got one station in Australia, in Nimbin, that carries the show once in a while as well. I wanted to tell you that the highlight for me last week, I got to report to you, during the normal conference. That was a lot of fun. But following that, I got a chance to interview the former governor of New Mexico, Gary Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
And he's
how was that?
Pretty amazing. He was there when they broke out this joint. Looked like it was from a Cheech and Chong movie. About a foot long. Really serious, about a foot long, an inch and a half thick. And it was kind of a celebration of the normal conference joint, if you will. The governor kind of backed away. He didn't get in any pictures with it. But he didn't leave the building either. You know.
Yeah, New Mexico is.
There's some thought he may run for president on the Republican ticket. And strange as it seems, I might work for a Republican. I don't know. I mean, that's a tough one.
Yeah, that'd be really hard. I've actually asked my kids if I start acting like a Republican to go ahead and kill me.
How's your bid for governor going?
Mine? Hello?
Arlin?
Oh yeah. Well, I'm actually in kind of a war. I mean, apparently they want to put. I've got people that want to put their boot down my throat. They call me moron and idiot. But now I've got them actually saying things in the paper like, what's U.S. Hemp going to think about this? And what's U.S. Hemp going to think about that? This could turn into one of these cannabis columns or something. I guess one of our problems out here is, well, we're in a Republican-Democrat turf war for the golden corridors of the drug money that's going across our border and stuff. And they're calling just a bunch of really people, kids with backpacks, cartels and stuff, which, you know, they're actually, the cartels are banking with Wachovia. So we've got a lot of confusion and a lot of misinformation going on out here. But we have a legalization on the ballot out here, but nobody wants to talk about it. All they'll do is run these articles about the mother in the car without her kid seat belted in and had been smoking marijuana and, you know, trying to do that cross-association scare tactic stuff. And
I hate to jump in here. We got to wrap this up. I was thinking it might be good if you were a guest on Dean Becker's program sometime.
I'd love to be on Dean's programs. Anything I can do, and you guys are welcome to use any of my music in any way that you want to. Also, remember that.
You can get an idea. You get an idea of the kind of guest that Dean has. Dean, who do you have on this weekend?
Well, let's see. I got a list going here. This is going to be another one of those from the conference. We've got an interview I did with Howard Wooldridge. He's a cop riding a horse from the north of California to the south in support of Prop 19. Dr. Mitch Earlywine. We've got Phil Smith giving a corrupt cop story. Douglas Hyatt out of Washington State. Chris Crane of Can Be. Todd McCormick. Tanya Davis, an Ohio patient. Michael Lerner from Cush Magazine. Dr. Charles Webb out of Hawaii. Dale Geringer out of California. The list goes on. We got a lot of folks talking mostly marijuana stories, but for those listening, we try to we are against the whole of the drug war on the Drug Truth Network. You can check out all our shows, hundreds of them, at drugtruth.net. And Casper, as always, I am a marijuana user. I am a sacramental user, a medical user, recreational user, and stand fully in support of all those good folks out there that need to get on the ball and help us in the madness of this drug war, right?
Right.
Right on.
And another thing, no matter what kind of proposition it is, you don't have to agree with everything. But one thing, we have a commitment to the really seriously ill people to get this genie out of the bottle as fast as we can. So I can't, dog anybody's efforts at all to push this thing forward. So even though U.S. Hemp has a real strong stand.
Arlin, Father Time has ticked this clock. We got to wrap this up. I want to thank you for being on the show. You too, Dean Becker. We'll have you both back soon. We'll have you back next Friday, Dean Becker. And remember, when you hear me, you'll know that it's time for him.
Stop deforestation, yes, it's time for hemp. Whoa, an acre of hemp makes 20 bales of oil. No need for pesticides to poison all our soil. People got no food, they got no clothes, they got no rent. Well, time for help! Yeah!
Waking back in the morning, waking back in the afternoon, waking back in the nighttime, every time is alright, it's alright. 7 a.m. call him on the telephone, said I'm coming over, son, it's time for us to roll. And I'm on the way to school with nothing to do. Thought I roll another blunt to smoke it with you. Got the windows down, with the Cali reggae loud. Hit the stop, stop, got the 20 spinning round, round. Oh, roll it tight so it burns real slow. I got the SOB dropping the bass line low, say move. Sneaking out the back to smoke with you. It was me and Mary Jane in homeroom class. I caught a smell of sweet aroma as she blew on past. Well, jaw dropping as my lip turns black. If I could stop to pay attention, wouldn't have to come back. I could hit the pool to smoke my days away until the sun drops down and it's time to play. Waking back in the morning, waking back in the afternoon, waking back in the nighttime. Every time is alright. It's alright. Waking back in the morning, waking back in the afternoon, waking back in the nighttime. Every time is alright. It's alright. They like to lurk and hide. The only way to get safe home tonight is to run and hide, run and hide. Well, it's midnight, midnight. All the creatures of the earth, how they like to lurk and hide. The only way to get safe home tonight is to run and hide, run and hide. Waking back in the morning, waking back in the afternoon, waking back in the nighttime. Every time is alright, it's alright. Waking back in the morning, waking back in the afternoon, waking back in the nighttime. Every time it's alright, it's alright. Waking back in the nighttime. Every time is alright, it's alright.